Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Sha'Carri Richardson withdraws from 200-meter. American sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson has now withdrawn from the women's 200-meter in Eugene. Earlier today, she was placed ninth in the women's 100-meter. Jamaica's Fast Elaine won in record-breaking 10.54 seconds. Baby dies while awaiting liver transplant. Kareem's son Jaheem was only 3 months away from his first birthday when he died. His mother had publicly appealed for help to raise the roughly US $250,000 needed for him to get a liver transplant in the United States. Help come, but not enough. He died on August 8. I had reached out to foundations to seek help, but to no avail. If I had gotten enough money in time, I would have been able to transfer the money to the US hospital, and they would have scheduled a day. Not having enough money was the real issue, she stated. She said she will use some of the funds donated to cover her son's funeral expense, and she will refund the rest of those who had responded to her appeal to help save her son's life. She said she has already donated about $200,000 to her church welfare department and children's ministry. Citing security concerns, she opted not to name the name of the church or indicate how much funds she had received from Good Samaritans. I plan to do something in honor of Jaheem's name, but I will have to think about it thoroughly. I really want to help children because I realize that a lot of persons out there are in need, she stated. There is currently a challenge to do liver transplants in children as local facilities. In 2018, 2 liver transplant surgeries were done at Bustamante Hospital for Children for the very first time with the help of a U.S. transplant pediatrician. Doctors would normally come to Jamaica once a year to carry out the procedure. However, because of the pandemic, they were advised to return home in early 2020 when they came to Jamaica, the mother stated. Despite an outcome that she did not want, Irene is grateful to those who tried to help. The institution where she teaches, Jamaica China Goodwill Infant School, members of her community, and the Blessed to Bless Foundation were among those who provided support. Karine is now eager to let the public know that she is no longer soliciting funds and they should ignore an ongoing appeal from anyone claiming to be raising money for her son's medical bills. Based on my understanding, persons have been collecting donations that I don't know about or have not received. I just want the public to know that there is no need to donate anymore since he has died, she said. A memorial service with limited numbers had been scheduled for August 26. With Thursday's changes to the safety protocols, the service has now been cancelled and they will move straight into little Jaheem's burial. Kelly's to Linstead route cabbies protest mega fare hike. Taxi operators along the route from Kelly's in Clarendon to Linstead in St. Catherine on Friday protested over what they view as the inadequacy of the recent approval of 15% fare hike. The approved fee, including the increase, is now $100 less than the $400 cabbies were already asking from passengers. They have been charging $350, then they increased the fare to $380, and it was already at $400 when it was announced that a 15% increase had taken the approval fare to $300. On Friday, as they gathered at the remote section of the route, their protest fortified by meals they cook on the spot, they demanded that the Transport Authority take another look at how it had calculated the fare. We need to get a message to the Transport Authority. They should come and measure up the road from Linstead to Kelly's and see how much is the fare, right? But the $300 can't work out for us, said Christopher Rose. The road bad and the gas expensive. The fare can't work out for $300, agreed Dane McLean. He and other taxi operators said they will settle for no less than $400 per passenger each trip. However, the Transport Authority's communications manager, Petra Keane-Williams, reported that cabbies had been overcharging passengers all along, and they are now expected to bring their fares in line with those recently outlined by the authority. She added that the taxi operators, through their association, had asked for a review of the recent announced fare for the route. The basis for a review of a fare is whether or not the kilometer or the mileage on the route is correct. So, if there is discrepancy with the mileage, we can reconsider the fare, she explained. Based on the information I have received from 2 different departments at the Transport Authority, our operational and research departments, the distance for the route is 37 kilometers, and based on the approved fare, the correct fare for the route is $300. Williams reminded taxi operators that it is illegal for them to overcharge passengers, adding that commuters should report any such case to the Transport Authority. On Friday evening, uncertainty was obvious among the taxi operators on the route, which covers mainly narrow, winding rural roads. Many commuters were left stranded in the town of Kellis and Linstead, while the cabbies intermittently block a section of the route known as British Gate, allowing only private vehicles to pass. Curfew imposed in Gregory Park, St. Catherine. A 48-hour curfew has been imposed in sections of Gregory Park, St. Catherine, beginning 6 p.m. on Friday, August 20. The police said it will remain in effect until 6 p.m. on Sunday, August 22nd. The boundaries of the curfew are as follows. North, along the Dyke Road about 1,759 meters from the roundabout to the intersection of Portmore Village and Dyke Road. South, along the train line, from the intersection of the Dyke Road to the intersection of the Municipal Boulevard, about 2,080 meters. East, along Dyke Road, about 695 miles from the intersection of Portmore Village Boulevard to the train line, and west, along the Municipal Boulevard, about 1,322 meters from the intersection of the train line to the roundabout. The police said during the hours of the curfew, all individuals within the boundaries of the curfew are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized in writing by the ground commander. Narcotics Division arrests man who attempted to export cocaine worth US $55,000. Members of the Narcotics Division arrested and charged a mechanic who attempted to export cocaine valued at US $55,000 to the United States of America via the Sangster International Airport in St. James on Sunday, August 15. He has been identified as Errol Ellis, 46-year-old of Kendall in Hanover. Ellis is charged with possession of cocaine, dealing in cocaine, and taking steps to exporting cocaine. Reports are that Ellis arrived at the airport in Montego Bay, where he attempted to board a departing flight to New Jersey in the United States, but became ill and was rushed to a medical facility where he was admitted for 4 days under police guard. It is alleged that during the period of his admittance, Ellis excreted over 100 cocaine pellets, weighing approximately 2.5 pounds. He will appear before the Hanover Parish Court at a date to be finalized. Robbed at gunpoint by a passenger. Driver go over the so. Those were the chilling words taxi operator Andrew McLeish heard as he felt the cold metal of the barrel of a gun pressed against the back of his neck 8 years ago. The command came from the sole passenger in his motor vehicle while operating on his usual halfway tree to Mona St. Andrew route that fateful night. His response, "Brother, me nah go over this so you know. All right, come out of the car," was the command that came next, to which McLeish gladly responded. "Then know that if you tell me long time." The taxi operator, who has been offering his service in the corporate area for the past 25 years, after dropping off all but one of his passengers, the man, with the aid of a gun, attempted to persuade him to a secluded location. His aim was to take McLeish's vehicle. After the brief exchange that saw the passenger instructing McLeish to exit the vehicle, the taxi operator reported that he did just that. "Me exit and give him the car and him drive off with the car," McLeish recounted. He continued, "I felt very traumatized because when me come out of the car, me see a next car behind me and the man a look pa me like wagwan. And me a say, I take the man a take with me car and him have gun. And him say, when me a take a stock, the man I was talking to is a police. True me say him have gun now, him the policeman hesitant to come out of him car. When him come out of him car, and now the man robber turn the car and turn down the road, him bust about 5 shots off of the car. All know 1 shot no catch the car," McLeish said. Estimating the distance between the 2 cars at the time, the taxi driver reported it was about 2 car lengths. Thinking that he could have chased using off-duty police officer vehicle, McLeish said, "So me now a go in a fi him car and I say, come you could run him down." The man hold him gun pa me and say, "Hey boy, don't go in a me car." So by then, him jump in a him car and me jump in with him in the passenger side and him turn down the road. When me turn down the road with him, I'll know me not even see which part of the car turn. McLeish said for months he was without a car. Me never see back that they carried it again, he said. Having learned from that experience, McLeish explained that he was better prepared when another man tried to take his car a few years later. Me have a next incident where me take up a passenger we want take with me car. We reach to a place where him say, me nah go no further than here so you know. And me just come out of the car, take out me key and say me want urinate. Him come out of the car too. And when me go down back in the car, him come and I say me must drop him down there so. So me say, no, me nah go up the road with me friend. No, him want go back down the road with me, same way. Me just drive well if him and gone. If me never use me head there, so how me would have take with my car too, said McLeish. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.